Joining us right now. Sounds like after the snow and the rain hit, it's going to warm up, maybe do some melting quickly tomorrow, Anthony.
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I mean, it's not going to melt off the entirety of the snowpack, Derek, but there will be a certain level of compaction and melting already ongoing by the time you wake up tomorrow morning. I mean, the readings could be around 32, 33 in Grand Rapids, and we're only going upward from there. I've got a high of 37 projected by early afternoon. Having said that, I mean, it is coming down pretty heavily. What you see is what you get around the Grand Rapids area right now. The heaviest snow band within West Michigan is right atop the city of GR. The entirety of the Lower Peninsula and the Upper Peninsula do have these winter weather advisories. Now, we don't have winter storm warnings over here like they do on the other side of the lake, but it's pretty irrelevant, folks. I mean, we're talking about a few inches, if not several inches, particularly from right along this Allegan and Kent County line, Allegan-Ottawa County line, over towards Barrie, and just this county line here that divides our third row of counties from the fourth and to the north. That's where the amounts can start to pick up more so versus down to the south. This off the European model. Was showing this on the earlier shows too. Now, it's not exact. These models are never going to be exact, but you get the idea that the heaviest snow is going to be residing across the northern half of the viewing area. Judging by the trends on the radar, judging by the upstream observations, I've been calling for 3 to 4 inches. Certainly not going to be surprising if we do end up closer to that 4 inches, maybe even some areas nearby a little bit more. But keep in mind, folks, with these readings rising towards daybreak, that ultimate depth. If you go out there with a ruler in the middle of the night at its peak depth and say you measure 4.5 inches in Grand Rapids, that's going to be coming down pretty quickly through tomorrow morning as we change over to some drizzle and light rain. So our depth of snow by this time tomorrow night is certainly not going to be 4 inches, I don't believe, in Grand Rapids. I've still got this map here. The overall trend on the models the last couple of days, even this evening, is for the heaviest snow to be a little bit further south. So I think areas nearby Grand Rapids, particularly northern Kent County and northward, that's where several inches of snow will come down. Officially, as I said, I think I'm hedging more towards 4 inches versus 3 inches, but you get the idea. Kind of a light to moderate overall system snow, but heavy relative to what we've had this winter season, which is virtually nothing being 1.6 inches through November and December. We will basically triple that overnight tonight to 33 degrees at 7 a.m. That's kind of eye-opening, and I've got a couple rain droplets in there. I think we've either been mixing with or changing over to a rainy mix. That means that the predominant precipitation type, I do believe at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. is going to be in liquid form in Grand Rapids. We've got some light rain and drizzle, 36 at noon, and then we'll actually lose a degree or two by late day, 33, 34 at 4 o'clock. But topping out, I've got officially early afternoon at 37 degrees in Grand Rapids. Look at this heaviest little snow band, and right on track with what I was saying, those models were showing this first appendage of snow coming through, then this bit of a dry slot down through our southern counties. So if you live down there, you're looking outside wondering, what am I talking about, all this heavy snow in Grand Rapids? This is lifting to the north and the east. Looks like we're not really going to get dry slotted too much, I don't think, in Grand Rapids. And there's more of this moisture pooling out to the west over northern Illinois, and that has some vigor to it. So it's going to be coming down at a pretty good pace here in the overnight. As it does so, though, slowly but surely, some milder air aloft and at the surface is going to be working northward. So we'll get that changeover to a wintry mix and even some rain in those overnight hours. And Chief Meteorologist Kevin Craig, Candace, they'll be in here tracking it in just several hours from now. 26 degrees in Grand Rapids. Looking around the Midwest, it's chilly, but certainly not terribly cold. And you go into Canada, I show this map frequently. It's just not that cold in Canada, and the pattern looks well above normal temperature-wise, despite this wintry system that we will be dealing with for the next several hours. You can see the model here at 5 a.m. getting that mixing line pretty close now to Kent County, and if it's not here at 5 a.m., shortly thereafter, mix over to some rain, and that'll put a halt to the accumulation. So probably around 4 inches here in Grand Rapids. Derek, I'm going to be studying the maps over the next several minutes. We're having an update at 11 o'clock. You can see those temps, though. The first day of January. Derek, we're approaching the coldest time of the year. Does that look too cold to you, Derek? 40 degrees next Tuesday.